now.
Hello, this is me when I was 15 years old, and it was also the first time I smoked a cigarette. You never know how to explain people why did you start smoking. Maybe it was like when you were partying, maybe it was the group pressure. But the truth is that once you start smoking, it's so difficult to quit smoking. It's like impossible. It's so hard. So this story is a story about failure. Is actually it's a very recent story. It's the story about how I failed when I tried to quit smoking. Uh, the most important thing you need to know is that I tried this challenge. I accepted because for a very important person in my life, who is my mother. Okay, my mother, she was a smoker. When I was 4 years old, she accidentally burned my hand with a cigar, so she has never smoked again. So actually, she's happy about that, and I'm thinking of following her steps. So be careful. So now she's very critical with smokers and like me, so with people who is smoking. So this Christmas, I was spending the holidays in my hometown with my family, and I decided to go out on New Year's Eve. So the next day, I was in this traditional lunch with all my family, my parents, my brother, my sister, my grandparents, and I couldn't say a word, nothing at all. Even Happy New Year, nothing at all. Because the problem was that I have been smoking so much the night before that I lost all my voice. And I spent the whole lunch listening to my family's conversation, and those of you who have big families will understand me that that's really hard. So when I arrived home, my mom talked to me and she begged me not to smoke anymore. Wow, the truth is that I was so afraid about that. I think I couldn't make it, and so did my family and my friends. No one trusts me because I've been smoking for almost 5 years. That was a lot, so I was completely sure that I couldn't make it. It was impossible for me. I was so scared about that. But the truth is that I spent 45 days without smoking. Yes, I was also surprised. I thought I could even stand a week. But the truth is, I spent 45 days. My voice was clearer and smoother. My skin was better. I was feeling so good. I was so proud of myself that I could stand 45 days without taking a cigarette. And I didn't gain weight. I wasn't chewing gum the whole day. I was feeling good. I thought it would be more difficult. But the question is, why I started smoking again then? And I'm going to express my opinion from my experience, what I have learned, and what I think it's like the real problem. The real problem is that once you start smoking, you start relating some daily habits with the fact of having a cigar in your hand, and then it's so difficult to put them separate. They become complementary. You cannot do one without the other one, and that was my main problem because I was so used to relate certain daily habits. For example, I always meet with my friends to have a coffee, and most of my friends smoke, so we used to have the coffee and then smoke all together. So for me, this time of the day was really hard because I needed my cigar with the coffee. So that's when I gave into temptation and I started smoking again because of this habit that I used to do with smoking. But there's a problem because a cigar has 9 milligrams of nicotine. It kills it takes from you 11 minutes of each cigar, 11 minutes of your life. I've been smoking for almost 5 years. That's a lot of cigars, and that's 139 days of my life. Almost half a year. That's a lot of time. And moreover, cigars kill 6 million people in a year. That's a lot of people. And that's an average of one death every 5 seconds. That's overwhelming. That's many people suffering health problems because of smoking or because of tobacco. So we could stop this. And actually, there's another important problem with tobacco because it is the economical problem because it's really expensive. For a young person, that's a lot. Imagine that you could be spending that money in traveling and in other things. I spent almost 4,000 euros in tobacco, and one of my favorite things in the world is poetry books. For example, I love the books from November Poetry, which is a publishing company. Its book costs 10 euros, so I could have almost 400 books. I could have a poetry library in my house, and I spend that money in tobacco, so that's a waste of money. So in my opinion, you can avoid the thing, you can stop smoking just by trying to separate these daily habits with the fact of smoking. You can substitute them with maybe going running, having something in your hand like your mobile, or other things that don't make you think in tobacco. And I think that with little steps, like with little things, you can have great achievements. So I'm really pretty sure that little by little I will manage to do it, and I will do it. I will stop smoking.